Perspective is the fourth thing that makes you special. Because you have a different perspective. Animals have a different perspective. If you live in the mountains, that's a different perspective than a person who lives near this ocean or the sea. But just being in a different part of your family or different part of society or different socioeconomic class, like if you're poor, if you're rich, those are different perspectives. And you might think, oh, but I'm poor, I don't have much to offer. I mean, rich people, they have so much. You are totally surprised. One thing that, as you look at that more and more, the most happiest people, they've found out, they've done so many studies on this, the happiest people are not necessarily those that are rich. Actually, it's more those that don't have much. In third world countries, oh my gosh, sometimes they could be the happiest people because they live simply and they understand what's important. Yeah, other people, other countries or people who are happy, they understand that relationships and people and community is what makes you happy. Kind of does. How many times I've heard people say, oh, I love where I work because of the people. Or, I hate where I work because of the people. Sometimes I worked at places, I love the job, but the people were so hard to work with. And I've done the opposite. I remember I worked at McDonald's, and I loved it. It's because I had great relationships with the people. That's why it's so important to keep in perspective that your is perspective, no matter where you're at or what you're done, where you're at now is important. That's why we need you. That's why each person is important in your relationship. Each person has a different perspective, and sometimes you feel like you're arguing with the person, like, I don't get where you're at, or they don't get where you're at. But that's why it's so important to look at each other's perspective and try to come to a common theme or something that's true for both of you. Maybe you're both hurting. Maybe you're both agree on a certain thing, or maybe you both see something specific. You can go from there. That's the way you start from. Don't fight. And if you are in a big argument stuff, step back. See where you might be able to come back together. And if you can't, sometimes it's not just you. Sometimes there's other people that are really not wanting to value others or have a hard time seeing you're special or even wanting to be. Sometimes people just want to be in their own person and just fight their own battles, and you gotta accept that. And that's okay if people want to do that, because they're gonna hopefully find out later on in life or at some point that when you're special and you want to really have others that value you and you want to value others, they got to realize that that's a two-way street. And we got to value each other's perspective. We got to value each other's experiences and your personality and your talents. And when we can do that, that's when we come together as one, united.